he's in there testing and it's like,
And it
you're
seems
waiting
forever,
and you're
forever.
waiting and you're waiting and it's just like, oh my gosh.
Can I turn the microphones on, guys?
Sure.
It's on.
No.
Testing.
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Tell me when, Lise.
You can go.
Okay. I am going to call to order this regular meeting of the Griswold Board of Selectmen, Tuesday, April 23rd, 6:00 PM. Roll call. To my right, Martin McKinney, Selectman. To my left, Rich Grabowski, Selectman. To his left, Lisa Wood, Executive Secretary. Number 2, and Tina Falk, First Selectman. Number 2, Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Move on to number 3, approval of minutes. 3A, April 9th special meeting minutes. B, April 9th regular meeting minutes. C, April 11th special meeting minutes. And D, April 16th special meeting minutes.
I make a motion, we approve A through D on the minutes.
Move on to number 3, approval of minutes.
Oh, God.
3A.
That's me.
I will
Okay.
abstain.
Okay, so we have a motion to accept these meeting minutes A through D. I will second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, and Mr. Grabowski abstained. Okay, number 4, correspondence. Any discussion on correspondence?
Is this the first one?
No, this is gonna be
Well, do
There
we,
is no course,
No,
there is no
nothing,
correspondence.
so this
What
isn't
about,
going to be it.
That's gonna come
Okay,
on
no
under-
correspondence. Move
That's
on
not
to number
It
5,
is,
old,
but it can only come on under any other.
Okay.
any other.
oh, okay.
Number 5, old business. Discussion and possible action on blight enforcement officers report. 5A,
It seems very thorough.
Yeah.
She's doing a good job.
I heard the borough's all set with this now too, right? The borough's gonna start adding to the plate?
yes, we did receive a letter of confirmation for that.
Okay,
So Lori Sorter and I will work together.
all right, and hopefully she'll take them in as they come and kind of keep the hours down so we don't get
Yes, yes.
overwhelmed and have to come back for extra hours.
Yep, no,
Because I
Lori,
think it'll go busy in the beginning and then it'll kind of slow down.
right, right. And I think there was only one other area in town that I did mention to her. She went to look at it and she wants to meet with me on that particular area next week. We have a meeting set up.
Okay.
So, but she's doing a very good job.
It has nothing to do with the blight officer, but I noticed this 4 Robert Street,
Mhm.
on the report there, that Sorenzo said that the house on 4 Robert Street will most likely be sold. If memory serves me correctly, Todd, you may be able to elaborate on it a little bit better, but when Sorenzo bought that stock property, he was looking to develop it, and the state said he needed to have that house to create a.
I'm not sure if that's. That's why they bought that. Right.
I agree with you on the planning and development.
Yes, she certainly is able to have movement.
I'll make a motion that we accept the blight ordinance report as presented.
I second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to accept the blight report. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, 5B, discussion and possible action on multi-jurisdictional shelter. There's a meeting that's going to take place on the 30th at 3 o'clock for all of emergency services, the fire chiefs, fire marshal, some other people, I think, to sit and talk about the CERT program. That's the Community Emergency Response Team, I believe. We're trying to establish that. Rich Wozlik is working on that. So we're going to talk about both the CERT team and also how it fits in with the multi-jurisdictional shelter. I have the draft form, and I'm going to send the draft form out to all of those parties that will be present at that meeting so that we can have a conversation. There were questions that I came up with in the draft, and I'd like to get the opinion of all of the others so that we can make a joint decision.
Where's this meeting at?
It's going to be here. It'll be here in the town hall meeting room.
Now, have we ever gotten, I know we spoke about it before, and any clarity from Red Cross as far as monetary commitments that we,
No, and
or
that's,
personnel, or?
no, and I reached out to both Sue Boland and Mike Caplet, and both have agreed to talk with me if I can come up with the questions and the concerns from that group, and then have those questions answered at that time.
All right,
And it'd be
Okay.
nice to talk to anybody else that's signing up to see what their thoughts are too, also.
I did reach out to, I want to say Sterling.
Okay,
It was, and Voluntown also, and they're satisfied with just moving forward with it. But I don't know that they have the same questions that we have,
right, I agree.
so.
So you want to make a motion to table that till we get further?
Sure, go ahead.
I make a motion, we table the letter of agreement among municipalities till the next scheduled meeting.
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to table the possible action on multi-jurisdictional shelter until next meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 5C, discussion and possible action on request by Rob Perrette to formally disband the Griswold Senior Center Building Committee. And I am going to refer to Todd Babbitt to see where we are with the remaining items.
I think we're done with generators done. That was the big item, and the door openers are done.
Okay,
Anything else? Valid, but it's not a functional item.
okay. All right. So you're satisfied that the work has been completed? Okay. All right, so having said that, I think we should have a motion to formally disband the building committee for the Griswold Senior Center.
All the bills are paid, the generator, everything.
Eric submitted that last payment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pack group.
Then I'll make a motion to dissolve the senior citizen building committee.
I'll second it.
That's effective this date.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 5D, discussion and possible action on review and suggested edits to Commission on Aging ordinance. I know we've been tabling it. I'm almost wondering if we should take it off the agenda for a little bit. I have a sense that this document should be considered by the senior center board.
Okay.
Do we
Okay.
have a commission on aging?
We do not.
We do not.
We should have, we need to establish a commission on aging.
So we had one, it kind of went away.
Many, many years ago, Charlie Gagne was the chair. And then it just kind of disappeared.
So you're advocating to send this to the senior citizens center, have them rewrite this and bring this back to us? Is that what you want them to do?
I think it should be a discussion with the senior center board,
Okay,
with the president and the vice president. They have the president, the vice president, the secretary, and also the director. I think that because they're the ones who are going to be working closely with the commission.
so this wouldn't be a separate arm, separate from the senior citizen center?
No, they would work with them. And it's really ours, when we had established ours, it was really informal. And what the commission did is they would sit with the director. They would listen to what was going on within the center, what the needs were. And they would work with the senior center to make those things happen. So I'd like to send this on to the center.
I make a motion that we, what is this document called, aging, the Commission on Aging
Ordinance?
ordinance? Is it an ordinance or is it a commission?
No, it's,
Commission, I think. Yeah. I recommend we, take this document to the Commission on Aging and move it to the Senior Citizen Center for review.
we have a motion
I'll second it.
and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 6, new business, discussion and possible action on 5 tax refunds for a total of $4,682.12 as presented by Leona Sharkey, tax collector.
I'll make a motion. We approve the 5 tax refunds for a total of $4,682.12 as presented by Leona Sharkey, our tax collector.
We have a motion made and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 6B, discussion and possible action on update on social media platforms. I have nothing to say about it this week.
I do, not either.
Okay, no other conversation?
No,
No.
Discussion? No? Okay. Moving on to 6C, discussion and possible action on request from Mary Rose DeVoe to be reappointed as the town historian.
I would be more than happy to make that motion. Mary Rose has been a dedicated individual for this and her whole family, actually.
She sure has.
As a historian, I would be more than happy to make the motion to reappoint her as a town historian.
I'll please second that.
I have a question. Is that, what is the length of time for that
It's yearly.
appointment?
Yearly.
It is
Yearly,
yearly?
has to be done
Okay,
yearly.
all right. So we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Okay, 6D, discussion and possible action on forming a committee for the Sheldon Road Bridge project. And Todd Babbitt, I'm going to let you talk about that. You were working on that?
So part of the process for the Sheldon, Carroll Road Bridge Removal Project, we had to put an RFQ out for consulting engineers. That's going out this past Sunday. And with that process, I need to form a committee to shortlist 5 of those interested consulting engineers that put in a request for that project. I need to have 4 members. They have to either be town employees or town officials, and 1 can be a state employee in the bridge program. So I would like to do a state employee from the bridge program, myself, Eric, and somebody from the Board of Selectmen. It probably won't happen until, I'm gonna guess, June. The submission date is mid to late May. And then we'll put a meeting together sometime in June. The project doesn't kick off until next year.
I'm happy to do it, but
Up to you.
no, it's not up to me. We're a board. I know
They will be daytime meetings because the state's only gonna come out during their regular work
do you want to think about it?
Me?
Yeah.
No, but I don't want to nominate myself.
day.
Rich, do you want to nominate?
I would do it. I don't have a problem with that. I mean, it's not gonna be that time consuming, I don't
Who's
think.
got a quarter? We'll flip a coin.
You wanna do it?
I don't mind doing it.
Well, then you do.
All right, I'll
And then-
nominate
Tina
Tina
do it.
Falk to be a representative on the Carroll Road Building Project.
I was
Bridge
there for
project.
the initial meeting, so I did start
Do I
out
hear a second?
attending.
Second.
Okay. We have a motion and a second to nominate Tina Falk. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
You abstain, Tina?
Yes, I'll abstain.
Thank you.
6E, discussion and possible action on tax collector and town clerk ordinance.
Okay, I'll take the lead on
I'm
that.
gonna let you take the lead on that.
I've worked on this since the first of the year, had multiple meetings with the town attorneys, both in person and on phone, and I had joint meetings with the town attorney and the current tax collector and the current town clerk, and we formulate this changes to the current ordinance, which basically it changes the two positions from elected to appointed. I think it's time that we recognize these two positions as the professionals that they are and the duties and responsibilities as they are in the general function of the whole town hall business. I think it's best serves this board and future boards in helping find the best qualified and experienced candidates, just like we do with any other position, whether it's the finance director, the town planner, tax assessor, janitor, truck driver, you go out and you expand your talent pool, so to speak. I believe, and it's been my experience because I went through it myself personally, that you can't have someone come through the political arena and learn as they go. These positions have become more demanding and more responsible. I think it behooves us to do this. There are certain towns in the area, I believe, as far as the collector is concerned anyway, Voluntown, Canterbury, Lebanon, and East Lyme that I'm aware of have already done this. And they recognize the fact. So I think I would like to the board to approve this and eventually send it to town meeting for approval by the people. Maybe a public hearing prior to would be feasible. But I think its time has come. It was tried a number of years ago and failed because of the way it was composed. And I think time has come to recognize the fact that these positions need to be filled by quality people, not quality, actually. I
Right, so
take that back.
Is it a union position or non-union?
No, non-union.
Non-union, and so you're going up, raises and reviews, are we going
Well,
through?
it's currently, once they transferred over, if they decided they want to join the union, they obviously could.
They could.
But right, currently, no, they're elected.
Now, but that also adds more cost to, so they'll be entitled to insurance and all that other
They
stuff.
are now.
Are they now?
Yeah.
Even though elected?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
they got all the benefits and
So I can get insurance? No, I'm elected?
no.
That's my first question. And the other thing is, it appears that very difficult and I'm not saying they're not doing their job, but it appears very difficult to remove them from the position with this criteria.
Well, like anybody else, whether it's it's the same thing as the finance director or the town planner or they're all the same thing, the same criteria.
Yeah. I'm just asking some questions.
Yeah.
No, that's
That's a
what
feasible-
you're
that's a good-
supposed to do. So how would you like to word this, Richard?
Words.
I mean, to go to town meeting?
Well,
and-
I'll make a motion that we approve the changes to the current ordinances as it reflects the town clerk and the tax collector. I can give you section 14-2 of the Grizzle ordinances for the town clerk and section 101-1 of the Grizzle ordinances as it pertains to the tax collector, and forward it to town meeting for the citizens of the town's final approval.
I'll say that.
Okay, we have a motion and we have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. All right. Moving on to F. Discussion and possible action on contract between Town of Griswold and the Borough of Jewett City regarding collection of taxes. This is new to me, and I think Rich
It's an existing contract. It just needs to be renewed.
renewed.
Right.
I don't have anything to refer to as it was in the past, but is this,
I think Leona can, if you
Does
want to
it-
recognize Leona, she could elaborate better than I.
yeah, Leona, is this the same as what we've been doing?
Is the same language. The only thing that changes is obviously, my total department budget changes from year to year, excuse me. And the total number of accounts can change from year to year,
Right.
which is why it gets updated on an annual basis. It's typically, 6%.
Yes,
It falls
I see
between
that.
the 5.8 to 6% every year after year. So all of the other language is exactly the same, though. That never changes, just the numbers themselves change and the dollar amounts be paid out on a quarterly basis, the same as it is now. Every quarter, the borough pays the town for, me collecting their bills.
Right, I see that too.
Leona, what is QD?
QDS is Quality Data Systems. They're the company that owns the, rights to our tax software.
So they're gonna pay a portion of that
Understood.
tax software too?
Correct. It's all factored into there in those total numbers.
Okay,
Has the borough had a chance to see this?
Yes, they have.
The
It's
borough
on their
board?
agenda for their regular meeting.
It is, okay,
Mhm.
all right. Because it would require both myself and the warden to sign, so I
Correct.
just want to be sure that they've seen it.
Yes, they have.
Okay.
It's, gonna be on their agenda for the May first, or the first Monday, I think is May first.
First Monday in May.
It's on their agenda for discussion and approval.
Okay. Any other discussion?
I'll make a motion that we approve the contract between the town of Griswold and the borough of Jewett City regarding collection of taxes as presented.
I second that motion.
Okay, we have a motion made and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, discussion and possible action on the reappointment of Chester Grozkowski Jr., Monique Manuzzi, Mark Manuzzi, Eleanor Riz Grozkowski, and Lisa Gauthier as members of the Glasgow Water Pollution Control Authority for a term of 4/9/24 through 4/8/29.
What do they do? I mean, I don't know what.
They're just the residents up in that Glasgow area that serve as a panel for the Glasgow Sewer
It's like a board.
Authority.
Okay, so they have their own sewer, they come back and do it city already?
No, it's not tied to Jewett City, it's its own.
Oh,
It's
they
all
have their
its
own
own.
sewer chairman?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
I make a motion that we reappoint Chet Grizzlack Jr., Monique Manuzzo, Mark Manuzzo, Eleanor Ricks Grozkowski, and Lisa Gauthier as members of the Griswold Water Pollution Control Authority for the term of 4/9/24 through 4/8/29.
Glasgow Water Authority, right, not Griswold Water.
Glasgow Water Pollution
Glasgow, I'm
Control.
sorry, I corrected.
Right.
Glasgow.
I second that.
Okay, we have a motion made and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Do I have to motion this document on, Lisa?
Yes.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to, under any other business, add on the letter from Valerie Putba that we received before the meeting.
I'll second that.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. All right, we're going to add on, to any other business, the letter from Valerie Pudva regarding her retirement. She is,
Did you vote on bringing it on? I have a
Yes.
first and a second. Did you vote?
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay. This is a letter from Valerie Pudva indicating that she's decided to extend her retirement date to November 15th of 2024.
She had originally said July 1st,
Right.
and now she's changed it to stay on to get us through the election process.
Yes, and I think that's wonderful.
Yeah, I do too.
I make a motion, we accept her extension, I guess.
Okay.
I'll second
We have a
that.
motion- we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And do we have any other business?
I don't.
I do not.
Okay. Seeing none, we'll move on to number 8, public forum. Anybody for public forum? Dave, you.
Dave, you 59 Leah. You'll have to forgive my confusion.
but I seem to remember a couple years ago, we had a referendum vote to not legalize marijuana in the town. Was that also the borough? Because I'm seeing shops popping up on Main Street and convenience stores selling product. And I've heard talk of a farm, a growing area coming in to the town. And I'm just curious if the referendum was a figment of my imagination, or is there other problems involved that you can't talk about?
No. And Martin, I think that you can address the
Yes.
farm growing thing, because I think the gossip around town has gone completely out of control about it. So you go ahead.
All right, so, number one, there was a referendum, it was passed, it was approved, you cannot sell marijuana in the borough and town of Griswold, okay? It was voted and approved by the town, it was approved by the zoning commission, okay? Now, I think these places don't sell actually marijuana,
No.
but it's like THC, and I'm not really,
It's like a derivative,
yeah,
I
I'm
guess.
not
I
really
don't
good,
know
I'm
enough
not
about
really good at it,
marijuana.
Dave, so.
I'm not either, so.
But it's not real marijuana, it's
Yeah.
like hemp, I don't know what it is, but it's
Yeah.
not marijuana, you know what I mean? And as far as the place down the bottom of the hill, we got some paperwork indicating, the Board of Selectmen did, indicating that somebody was talking about developing down the bottom of the hill for, growing of marijuana. Number one, it's not allowed in the borough, number one. Number two, it's a farm, so it won't pay any taxes. And number three, it's not subject to the 3% that they were offering to pay, because that's only on the sale, that's not on the growing. Regardless of all those facts, nothing ever came before us. It was a real estate person that was coming up with an idea, had a bunch of paperwork, and they were supposed to do a presentation to, Board of Selectmen and the zoning board, and nobody's ever showed up after that mimeograph piece of the paper we got. So that's where that rumor started. So we haven't seen anything in zoning, or we haven't seen anything on the Board of Selectmen, other than that first flyer that we saw a couple of months ago, or
Oh,
whatever
gosh,
it was.
it was a couple of months ago, 2, 3 months ago, where the request came in. And as a matter of fact, I think the gentleman was supposed to be on our agenda, and
It was, and we pushed it off till the
we
next
pushed
meeting.
it off, and it
Never
just
came.
went away.
Never showed up. So yes, you're 100% right at this point, of what's going on. There is no marijuana.
Thank you.
Whether he's selling it under, I can't tell you that, but and I'm assuming it's not.
And I will tell you that there were a couple of, I don't want to call them raids, but they were checks by the state and the state police where they went into the businesses. And if there was anything that was inappropriate, they were asked to remove it. And then there was a second check on it. And they're all in compliance now. So nice and legal.
Good, thank you very much.
You're welcome. All right. Any other public forum? Yes, Wayne.
Yes, Wayne Malin, 1 Trail. On the multi-jurisdictional shelter issue, if you could make sure you invite Paul Lash to that meeting, because he's the chairman of Public Health and Safety.
Was he not invited?
I don't know if he was or not,
I believe he was, but if he wasn't, I'll make sure that he is.
because he'd be interested, because some of those items are on our agenda.
Okay, yep, I'll make a note.
And the other item was
Sorry.
the marijuana farm we were talking about. I believe that was brought to the UBC first, and I think that's where it came from, and the guy never showed up again, as far as I know. So it brought to the Economic Development Commission, and I think they forwarded it to you, gave you a heads up probably, so.
Yep.
And we don't know where that's at. but-
Nope, right now it's nowhere.
And the other thing, so the aging ordinance, is that gonna come to the ordinance commission once that's approved by the seniors?
Yeah, if there are changes to be made, and I'm not sure, reading through it, I don't see a lot that needs to be changed.
Okay.
They may feel differently. They may have some additional thoughts to tack on.
Going through all the ordinances, to make sure they're all approved there.
Yep,
Okay, thank you.
you're welcome. Thank you. Mr. Canova?
Rich Canova, 52 Dino Lane.
Just to clarify for you, Martin, and for Dave, those stores, they can sell CBD products, not THC products. The THC part is the part that's the illegal part, the CBD you can buy anywhere.
Yeah.
So if they're selling CBD.
No, thank you. I'm not good with the THC, the CBD. I get the letters all mixed up. But I do know that they have twice now been found in compliance. So
Right.
they're doing
And
all the right
one more
stuff.
thing too, I've been talking to Lisa quite a bit about this, about getting the notifications for meetings. I used to get them all the time, and for some reason I got unsubscribed. And I just, at the beginning of this meeting tonight, tried to subscribe again, and they're still pending. They will never go through. I don't get any, I can't imagine it's only me, but there seems to be an issue. I can't subscribe back in again to get notifications, emails or text, either one. So I don't know if that's something,
What are you subscribing on? I mean-
Website.
He's subscribing on the homepage of the website.
yeah,
I know.
on the
So-
Grizzle website.
So when I post an agenda or whatever, the
Oh, yeah, I
notification
used to,
goes out
I used to get emails
I
too, and I'm
tried
not
it
getting anymore.
with my own personal address.
I don't
And
even
it-
get, I don't even get the text.
Yeah, I used to get them all too, and
It
then
worked fine
you're
for
right.
me.
I used to
So
get
you
them all.
can go on there and opt what you want to receive.
Mhm.
And then when I add an agenda, I have to click post notification,
Mm-hmm.
and it'll go out to whoever signed up that the
Right.
agenda has
And
been
this went on
posted.
for a week. We went back and forth
Yeah.
with this, and she would send stuff out.
Right, and
Nope, I
mine
got
is
nothing.
working, and it was it started right away. You don't have anything like blocked on your email, anything different?
Nope.
You're welcome to come in and, go through it with me. I know you screenshotted me the thing, but if you want to
Yeah.
come in, we can try it one more time, and if not, I'll reach out to them, but they're only gonna do same thing probably I did. But I can try.
It's not just me, it's obviously something in
Yeah,
that
Dave, you're
system,
raising
I
your
would
hand.
guess.
Yeah, I was getting them regularly and all of a sudden they just stopped.
That's what, me too. I will tell you that. I thought they banned me.
And right now on my phone, if I show you it's still pending, it's still trying to go through and it won't.
I don't know. I'll look at it again. I can say as it worked for me. I did try it, just so you know.
Yeah,
I will
no,
go
no,
back
I'm not-
on.
I'm not
Yeah.
pointing the finger at
No,
someone
I
who's
know,
doing
I
it.
know you're not.
Okay, we'll check into that.
Okay.
Thanks, Rich. Thank
I
you,
used to- I
Lisa.
used to get them, everybody used to get them,
Yeah.
it worked well.
I agree.
How long has it been going on?
About a month,
A month or more,
Yeah.
probably,
Okay,
about a month.
about a month at least.
okay.
Are you signed up for Wayne?
I get the texts, I don't get
That's
emails.
fine.
I do
You don't
sign
get
up, I sign
emails,
up
just
for
the
both, I
text.
don't get emails, but I do get the text.
Okay.
Any other public forum? Leona?
Nice to show up.
Bring in time. Leona Sharkey, Lenox Avenue. So just to go back regarding the ordinance changes for the tax collector and the town clerk, just to clarify for those who weren't here back during when Kevin was the first selectman back in 2017. It was first entertained, then it went through the ordinance committee, it went to town meeting. Before Kevin even presented it to the people, he tabled it to go back to the ordinance committee because some of the language wasn't written correctly. And just so everybody has an understanding, my position as well as the town clerks, towns can't make policies for our positions because our positions are run by state statute. So all of our functions and duties are done by state law. So that's the other part of the professional piece that comes in. We are both required by law to be certified in order to do those positions and have to recertify every 5 years. We are both currently considered like a full-time employee. We do receive the benefits of health insurance. We do not earn time off or anything like that. It's just the health insurance benefits and longevity. So everything is gonna basically stay the same except for going from elected to appointed, and we'll still continue to receive our benefits, and they are non-union positions.
And how do you feel about that change?
I personally am happy about it. I don't believe that those positions, because they are professional and you can't just, the towns can't make up the policies and rules and say, I want you to do this, I want you to do that, because the state law is very clear. You either shall do this or you will not do that. There is no may, there is no gray area. So it definitely requires somebody who has experience. So when the time comes, when somebody does retire, it allows you to expand your pool to find somebody who either is experienced and certified or one or the other, you know what I mean? So That way you know there will be a smooth transition, because when you don't have that, those are two critical positions, especially me. I mean, I'm responsible to collect, $23 million. So you can't just throw somebody in there and say, here you go.
Right.
They're not gonna know where to start and where to end, and that's a detriment to the town.
Okay. Thank you. Todd Babbitt.
Map at 60 Cook Hill Road. So I was glad to see that change come up. Two different comments on that. I think I looked at it also when I went into office, and we didn't get to move it forward. There were some complications at the time, but I think it allows you to pick from a pool of people that could be certified. A lot of times we're hiring people and we're paying to get them trained. And there's a term for that. They could be ousted the next time, and we've just spent that money, and now we're gonna be training somebody else. The other thing I'll comment, and I did it when I was here, is if we could reach out, or I would encourage you to reach out to the state rep and the state senator about changing the rules for the training. It says, if I'm not mistaken, Leon, you can correct me, you have to be an employee of the municipality before you can obtain permission to attend training.
You have to be working for a municipality in order to sign up for, the certification classes, yes.
So it's the same thing with the assessor. There's a small pool of people that may be available for those positions. I proposed to them at the time that they allow people to attend the classes and get certified, but not issue the certification until they meet the requirement of working in a municipality. I believe it's for 1 year or 2 years. 3 years, that's fine.
It's 3 years.
But if they allowed people to take the classes, they'd have a head start on applying for these positions. It's just,
I agree with you 100%, and I haven't spoke to anyone about, I've been at the head of the search for the assessor, and have spoken to a number of people all over the state, Hartford and others, and one thing that I've sent out, I kind of commented to them, is that, the assessors only have a certification week in June up at
Correct.
UConn once a year. And there's no reason in the world why they can't do them online. And because if a person is trying to get certified as an assessor for whatever reason, family, illness or whatever, they miss out on the class, they lost the whole year. It's almost, and it's quite extensive. Assessors is an extensive thing. So now it's not just our problem, it's a problem across the state of Connecticut. There's a number of communities all looking for certified assessors that can't find them.
Quite a few.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Now, if, let's say, for example, somebody else got elected, how does that person automatically become certified, or has a
No.
certain amount of time to get certified, or how?
You have a series of classes in the final exam to take, and
So
if
you
you
can be
pass all of
elected and
them,
not pass
you
your
gotta
exam?
have 3 years' experience on the job as well.
So you can't run for office unless you're qualified, is that what you?
No.
They go away.
You can
No,
run, you can,
as an elected official, anybody can run for office if you're not qualified or certified. That's where we're trying to remove that problem. So anybody can run for office. You don't have to have a certain qualification or a certain experience. in
And then
order
you
to
got a year or so to
run for
get the
office.
certification. when you get
Right,
in
but
office.
then the state requires that you take its 4 classes, 4 exams, then a state exam, plus work in the office for 3 years in order to receive your certification from the state of Connecticut.
Now, but a term could be 2 years, though, right? So you might have done all this work.
Right,
If
and
you're,
spent all the
elected,
money.
if you're elected positions, I know you
Correct.
guys have been the same one over and over again.
Correct,
So if you're elected and you need 3 years of service, and if you don't get elected in, then all, that's for naught.
yeah,
correct. And money that the town spent on those classes for certification and now.
I just didn't understand it, sorry.
Right, no, ask away,
so
absolutely.
just like Leona alluded to, this year here, in order to support the budget, she's required to collect $23 million. I don't know the exact number, but that in the area, $23 million. In this case here, if we went through the election cycle type thing, and a person came in, whether it's a Democrat, Republican, it's irrelevant, they come in and they're learning as they go. If that collection rate drops just 2%, the town's short of $500,000. That's the kind of where we've become. I can tell you, when I started as a collector, I had to collect 5 million. Now she's up to 23 million,
Yeah.
It's the scope and the amount of work and the training and the.
And I don't see
all-
the sense of going 2 years and not being served, that doesn't make any sense to me either.
Correct.
Todd, we finished?
Yeah, I mean, it's just the money we're spending. Like Martin said, they don't get back in, we just spent money to get somebody to start, and be certified.
Right.
Where if they could take the classes, take their tests, not get their certification till they meet the requirements.
Somebody had mentioned that they should be offering more classes throughout the year.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was alluding to, that
So-
in particular with the assessors, some of the stuff that you do is online too, right? Your
The
research.
collector's classes are offered
Yeah.
in the spring and in the fall twice a year, where the assessor's school is just that one
Once-
week, the first week of June, and that's it.
I think that's what I have alluded to, people at OPM, that they need to look at and make it more readily available, particularly for the assessor position.
Right, but our collector association does offer, they do a hybrid, either in person. They did hybrid, they're trying to transition more now again to only in person, but if certain people have certain circumstances, extenuating circumstances, excuse me, I'm sure there wouldn't be an issue.
Thank you. Any other public forum? Okay. Laura, you're smiling.
I'm laughing at him.
Okay,
You too?
all right. So
Motion to adjourn.
we have a motion and a second to adjourn at 6:42. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
The noise ordinance, we're writing for the borough.
Yep.
Or I'm writing. Is that also for the town, or are we gonna leave the town out of it? I mean, if I put it in, we just one line it out.
But how,
Nada.
We don't have residents.
yeah, see, we don't have any way to enforce anything.
How about